Hey everyone, and welcome back again to my YouTube channel. This is Style with Chica, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing you guys how to make this beautiful Vicky James inspired top that I have on. If this is something you'd love to learn how to make, keep watching to the end of this video. If you're yet to subscribe to the channel, don't hit on that subscribe button and turn on your post notification bell so you get notified for new videos, and let's get started. For this, I'm going to be making use of 1.5 yard of Ankara fabric. That will be just enough for you. But then if you notice this fabric, you'll see that this part had a pattern and I cut it out to do something. So I just have this. So like you saw in the picture that I explained, I'll just be using a black piece to cover up. But just 1.5 yard will be enough for you, okay? So when you have this, just fold your material in two, just like you see me doing. From the top, you are going to measure your shoulder to your under bust measurements, and whatever you have, you add 2 inches to it. I had 14 and I added 2 inches to make it 16. So at my point there, I'm going to leave a mark and then I'll just draw a straight line across it. Okay, so when you do that, just fold your material like this again into two, just like you can see me doing, so you can cut your front and your back at once, and then you trim it at the end, just like you can also see me doing. Once you've trimmed it like this, the part that is facing you, you want to go ahead and divide it. That means that you're dividing the middle side open so you can have the front and the back separate from each other. I do hope you understand this. Just make sure you're cutting the side that's facing you. Okay, so now you're going to have this one like this. You can see. So it's just like two for your front and two for your back, but then the side is not actually open. I do hope you understand. So now I want to divide the back into two because I'm putting my back and front together. So the under piece is going to be for my back. So I'm dividing the side into two because it's going to have a zipper. Okay, but I'm not going to divide the front. So because of my zipper now, I am going to adjust this material from the side a bit, and I'm adjusting it by just 1 inch, just like you can see me doing. Okay, just make sure you have 1 inch. So because I adjusted, you can see that the front is now going to be bigger or longer than the back at the side. So I'll just go ahead and trim that out just like you can see me doing, even though this is not properly captured in the camera. I do hope you understand. So now from the side here, that 1 inch that I adjusted, I'm just going to leave a notch at the down. That is going to be an indication of my zipper allowance. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out the neckline. This is my back and front together. So now for my neck width, I'm using 3 inches, and for my neck depth, I'm making use of 3.5 inches. Okay, so now I'm just going to connect to form a round neckline. This is for the front. You can just choose your neck depth based off of how high or how low you want it to be. According to inspiration, I'm making use of this measurement. So for my back, I'll transfer the mark on the neckline for my neck width, and then I'll just go down for my neck depth for my back by about 1.5 inches. I'm just leaving a mark at that point. I'll go ahead and connect again to form another round neckline for my back piece, and I'll cut this out just like you can see me doing. Okay, so now for my front, I'm just going to go ahead and notch the midpoint at the down part just like you can see me doing, and this is what it looks like. This is going to be of help to us later when we want to join it to our waistband. So now this is what I have. So to start sewing, look at what it looks like. To start sewing, I'm going to turn my neckline a bias for my front, and I'll also repeat the same thing on my back. I'll repeat the same process on my back. I'll turn the neckline with a bias. So now that I was done, this is what it looks like. Just make sure that you're using a matching bias so this fits in properly. I did the same thing for my back neckline for both sides, and this is what it looks like. So now I'm just going to join on my shoulders. So you're just going to place them right sides facing each other. I'll sew this piece by half of an inch all the way down, and I'll repeat the same process for the other side. After I was done, this is what this looks like. Okay, so now I'm going to work on my sleeves. So to do that now, I'm just going to arrange this piece back in place just like you can see. I would have actually done this before starting my sewing, but that slipped my mind. So once you've gotten to this stage, just want to arrange this piece. So I'm going to mark out my armhole measurements here. My armhole measurements, to get that, I'm dividing my bust measurements by 6 plus 1.5 inches, and I'll leave a marker where I have that. I'll still add another 1.5 inches for ease and for sewing allowance, and I'll leave another mark at that point. So from this point, I'm going to come in by 3 inches, and then I'll just connect the straight line down and connect again to meet this mark that I have here, and now it just looks like an R, right? So I'm just going ahead to cut it out, and this is how I get my sleeve. Alright, so I will just hem in the edge like this. I'll fold once and then I'll fold twice again, and I'll sew down on it. After I was done, this is what it looked like, and I also went ahead to iron my seam open. Please pay attention to how flat and how neat it looks. So for this part now, I'm going to measure what I have here totally, and what I have here is 23 inches. So I'm going to be using an elastic to gather this shoulder. For my elastic, it's about half inch, okay? So since I have 23 inches here, I will make this elastic 10 inches less than the length that I have here, which is 13 inches. 23 minus 10, that's 13. And I cut it out at 13 inches, but I'm cutting two of this for both sides of the shoulder. Okay, so now what I'm just going to do is to sew on this elastic on this piece by drawing it while I sew. So now I'm just going to give you guys an illustration of what I mean. So when you're sewing down, you just want to drag your elastic as you go. It's actually very easy, but then you just have to be careful so you can space out your elastic very well. Okay, so just make sure that you're pinning it down. So I pin down at the ending part so that while I'm sewing, I can be dragging it to make sure that one part is not being gathered more than the other. So it's very easy. All you have to do is to stretch your material in front, hold it very tight down, and stretch your material at the back too. So you're stretching both sides, okay? Stretch out, then hold down on it at a certain point and just sew down. After I was done, this is what I had, okay? It's actually very easy. I'm sure you can do this, okay? So this is what I had in the back, and this is what it was looking like at the front. It was already neatly gathered. Just make sure you're using an elastic that matches your color, guys. But white is what I had. I did that for both sides, and this is what it was looking like. So after I was done, I also went ahead to close up the sides, and this is what I have for my sleeves. So now I'm just going to work on the band of this piece, okay? So now for the band, because I have just pieces of material here, I'll be showing you guys how to cut it out with the pattern paper, but then you can just cut out directly on your own material. Okay, for me, I'm just going to be joining. So from this top now, I'm going to measure the length of my band. So I'll just be approximating this to 9 inches, and then I'm just going to be adding an extra inch for sewing allowance. So that makes 10 inches. Okay, you can actually measure this on your body to know how wide you want your band to be. So I extended to the side and I drew a straight line across. Okay, so at this top part now, I'm going to take my round under bust measurement divided by 4. I'll mark that out and I'll leave 1 inch of allowance just for sewing. Okay, then I'm just going to come to this other point, this line here, and I'll take my waist measurement. I'll divide my waist measurement by 4, and then I'm going to add an extra inch of allowance also. I'll connect this, and from the side now, this band has an oval look. So from the side, I'm going to come down by 3 inches. You can come down by even 4 inches, and I'll connect with my curved ruler to give it kind of like a curved shape. I'll cut this out. When you're picking the length of this band, please don't pick it too long, else it'll be difficult for you to sit down. Okay, so now I just cut this out to my material, and this is what it looked like. You can see that I joined the black material because my ankara was not enough, so I also cut out a lining piece for this. So now for my back, I cut this out the same way, but I added 1 inch of allowance at the back, just like you can see. I cut it out in two. You can see it's divided at the back, and then I also cut out lining pieces also for my back. So now I'm just going to join my back and my front together. I'll be joining on the side by about 0.75 inches now, not completely 1 inch, just so this is not too tight to my body because I use my accurate body measurement to cut this out. So after I was done joining, this is what it looked like. I also joined on my lining piece. So now I'm just going to place them right sides facing each other, and I'll be sewing at the base. I'll be joining the base by 1 inch. That's the 1 inch of allowance, okay? And now this is what it looks like after I was done and I ironed it out flat to the front. So now this top part here, I'm going to be attaching my upper piece to it. I'll be gathering my upper piece to it. So I already have a notch here. Remember the notch that we made. So now to get the point where I'm going to be attaching these two, I just folded this band into two, and then I notched the middle point also. This is the middle line of this top. So now I'm just going to pin this down as strategic ends. So at this side now of the upper part, I'll pin it down to the side of this band, and at the side of the other part, I'll also pin it down. The notch to notch will also be pinned down. The essence of this is that it will help you gather this piece onto the swan evenly without making any mistakes, so that this upper piece will not be moving one side if you mistakenly gather one part more or less. So whatever you do, just make sure you pin down, okay? But now I don't like doing a draw gather stitch. I like gathering directly on the material, because most times if it's cut, it can be very frustrating if my rope cuts when I'm drawing a gathers. I'm sure many of you understand this. So you're just going to gather on top of it just like I've illustrated. So after I was done, this is what this looks like. You can see that it looks very neat even without me drawing a gather stitch. Okay, so you can try this method and tell me if you like it. So this is what it looks like after I had gathered on it all around. Okay, so next now I'm going to work on the back. I'm going to work on the zipper for the back. So I'm going to be joining on the back, the zipper on the back by just 1 inch, because it's 1 inch of allowance I added when I was cutting this out. So you're going to take your zipper and then you need to fix it at the back by 1 inch. Okay. So a video to this, how to fix a zipper, would be in the description. So after I was done, this is what it looks like. You can see that it's neatly aligned. Okay, this is basically all I have for this top. It was very easy and very interesting to make. I do hope you found this tutorial very helpful. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell me what you think about this in the comment section. Bye guys.